Oh, yeah, forgot to do that. Get in, here's the pod. Yeah, for sure, dude.
Remind you of
I want so badly to be consistent on some things, but I'm just an absolute, like, I don't know.
Okay, here's what you need to do. You need
My
to record
brain
like
sucks.
25 different times of you saying, get in here, it's the pod.
Right.
And then like every time when we're editing at the front of the pod, just like
throw one in.
stick like 25 of them in there. Get in here, it's the pod.
Get in here. Get in here.
Get in here, it's the pod. You know.
Get in here. The pod.
It's the pod.
Yeah. No, I always, and I actually had one back with the old equipment. I don't think I've done one with the new gear. The get in here's the pod intro.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That gives you something to work on over the Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to work on it. Man, we got a close-up on you this go-around.
It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, not bad,
You
dude.
can probably see all the leaf dust because that's what we've been choking on.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you're actually in like a protected interrogation because the shadow off your hat is kind of like actually on both angles. It's kind of like
I am trying to protect my identity here.
Yeah.
Do not want to be associated with this podcast.
It's a shame. I'm gonna let everybody know.
Okay, all right.
What's up with the what's up?
Ethan,
All right, dude.
Ethan,
so
we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
And I know you've already got one set up on the show doc. Okay. And we're gonna do that here in a little bit. But I want to
or screw it, whatever.
I want to introduce our fans to a new segment that we're gonna do every week.
Yeah, which they have heard. It's back.
We started it out. It was kind of like a test trial.
Yeah.
Back when we had the Chaos Pod.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
And it was about like a survival situation.
Which let me
and then Ethan asked me like pick 3 things, right, that I could use in a survival situation.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me real quick jump in. I got 2 things just to interject.
Give it to me.
All right. One is I know that we've done a lot of different random segments and stuff. And essentially what that has been the entire time is we are trying to figure out like what segment do we want to do on a weekly basis. So it's all trial and error because we're like, kind of flying by the seat of our pants, getting to make what we want to make. Right. But it takes like, you got to try stuff.
We want to have something that we feel good enough about that it's like every single week you can count on it. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, okay, this segment is always entertaining and fun.
For sure. And like Goof or Get Off the Pod, that was one of those things where it's like, man, you need a lot of people for it. Like,
and it was it was also always pretty much we had to have a guest for it.
Yeah.
And we don't always have a guest.
For sure.
So to have a weekly segment where we counted on a guest when we don't always have a guest, probably not a great weekly segment.
Yeah, for sure. So we've been playing with the segments. We'll get you one, and this might be it. If y'all hate it, then piss off.
We're gonna do it twice today.
Yeah,
just to give you a taste.
Yep.
So we've already got one in the show doc, and as we started talking about on the last segment, we started talking about sports and some different comical situations in sports, especially in regards to referees and stuff. All of a sudden,
in your brain,
my brain just started like working some stuff here. So all right, here we go. The new segment that we're going to try out, and we're going to probably try this for at least the next 2, 3, 4 weeks.
And we did try it 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I gave it. It was in the Chaos Pod.
It was in the Chaos Pod. Things got lost, but I actually think it's a great idea, and it's called Pick 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So we throw out like between 4, 5, 6 options, right? And you have to pick 3.
And it's related to a specific action, topic, activity, something like that. Yeah.
You take anything and just like there are going to be some good options and some bad options. You got to pick 3 of them and go.
Yeah.
Right. And then like be prepared to explain your explanations.
For sure. Yeah.
Sorry. So I thought because we were sports related, some things started to pop into my head.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, there's definitely some bad options here, but there's some good options too. Okay.
All right.
All right. So we were just talking about referees, like, tossing games to make sure that they won the Millie Maker on DraftKings, which isn't really tossing a game. It's just making sure that the guy that you have, right,
has a better shot.
Like, let's just say you have Devontae Adams, and you just make sure that no matter what happens, Devontae Adams.
Like every time Hunter Renfrow catches a pass, you just call like offensive pass interference, or a holding or a false start.
I'm just going to keep on calling false start until you guys throw it to the right guy.
For sure.
So all right, so let's just start with that, okay? So you can be a referee, okay?
Yep. Okay.
That is going to win.
You mean to make the most impact on your FanDuel or your DraftKings?
No, so here's this is the first pick.
Okay.
You're gonna get 5 picks. You got to pick 3. Okay.
Okay.
So your first pick
And
is
what's the objective?
the objective is the best outcome for you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Like
okay.
with the immediate and long term. Okay.
Okay.
So here you go. So you got a referee that has, this is kind of spilling over from the sports segment.
So like I am a referee?
Right. So this is the first option. You're a referee in the NFL, and you are about to win the Millie Maker, and you got one player that you need to score a bunch of points. So you like make sure that game goes the right way, and you win the Millie Maker, and you win $1 million, right?
Okay.
But then Roger Goodell
Rogers
finds out that you have been DraftKings ing for a good little while. He probably already knew. And he's like, we have to make an example. Okay. So you become the first ever referee in the NFL to be disgraced and fired from your job.
As
never
a
to work in the NFL.
Player.
Yeah. Because you were a fantasy football player on DraftKings, but you did win the Millie Maker.
Right.
So you got Millie minus 40% taxes or whatever. All right.
Okay.
So there's the first one. Okay. There's your first option. Your second option.
Wait. So so option 1, Goodell going to make an
option
example
like
of you.
These,
but you win the Millie.
I'm giving you 5 different people. You get to pick who you want to be.
Oh, within this whole scenario.
Within the NFL. I'm giving you 5 people in the NFL.
Okay. All right.
You get to pick one person in the NFL. The first guy in the NFL is the referee that decided to make money on DraftKings. And he wins the Millie Maker.
Okay.
But he wins $1 million on DraftKings. But it got pretty obvious because he called like 5 false starts in a row. And then Roger Goodell's like, "What the hell?"
If it was on the Chiefs' right tackle, it's totally like believable.
No doubt. Because
whatever that douchebag's name is,
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith. Yeah,
that has happened. But
sure.
All right, so there's your first person. Okay, here's the next person. Okay, your name is Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to say any more? Okay. All right. So you are this like.
And you get to bang all your mom's friends.
Yeah, hold on. You're
you already did that.
I'm getting to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're a first round pick, right?
Right.
Like third or fourth round, or third or fourth overall, or something like that.
Yeah.
Second overall, like super high.
Wherever, too high.
So you're guaranteed to make like multi-million dollars because a first round pick in the NFL draft in the NFL, even if you suck, you're gonna make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works.
And then behind that is probably like another 3 to 4 year, like pretty nice backup career.
Unless you're Zach Wilson, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, so you're Zach Wilson, right? But you have basically taken your entire career to just say stupid shit on, post game pressers and all this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And you're basically like an embarrassment to the league.
Yeah.
And which is exactly pretty much what he is right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you're Zach Wilson, but also you're a pretty good looking guy, which Zach Wilson is.
Pretty good looking child.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Which I feel really bad about saying that.
Well,
but he looks like he's a kid.
He does, but I'll just say though. Like,
hold on, let me throw in here.
Okay,
real quick,
here we're opening up a can of freaking worms. Here we go.
We might not get to Israel and Palestine, dude. All right, here's the thing.
Yeah, pick 4: Israel, Palestine.
Yeah.
All right, Zach Wilson, referee.
You're flying over Palestine in a bomber. What do you? No.
Funny but not funny. All right, go ahead.
Sure. No, so Zach Wilson, right? Like the story came out. I don't know if you read it about like years ago. Like he and his mama had kind of a falling out because he was literally just banging all
of his mom's friends.
Yeah, like all of them. He was just railing all of them. But here's the Can
you imagine the dinner table conversation? Zachary, for real. Zachary, are you kidding me right now?
Teresa is off limits.
Teresa and Pamela came over today, and they told me I would not. Couldn't you? I can't even say this. This is terrible.
Oh, I can't even say what she said you did.
Mom, I was just like hanging out in the backyard throwing the football.
I was playing.
And they just like.
She came on to me.
I don't know what to tell you.
She came on. I was.
How does that conversation go? Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
He's like, Mom, I'm gay, and they came on to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, all of her best friends,
Right.
he's like, went to Pound Town with all of them, but he looks like he's 13.
He is very young looking for sure.
Like, it's still like
Possibly the youngest looking quarterback in the history of the NFL.
for sure. He's what, 25, 26 now, maybe, or 23, 24,
Yeah,
probably 24.
Yeah.
But he looks 13. So I guess my point is, like,
With a helmet on, he looks even younger. Like,
Oh,
he takes his helmet off, you can, like,
He
there's
gets
a little
6 months.
context, right?
Yeah.
But, like, with a helmet on, he looks like he's in high school, dude.
for sure. So these ladies are like have to feel like they're getting with a.
I would
like,
say the FBI
teenage
might
kid.
want to put those women on the watch list.
For sure. Yeah, that, and they might just do a 23andMe on Zach Wilson just to see how old he actually is. He might just be like the most
He's like
phenomenal
Albert. He's like
16-year-old.
Albert Pujols, but the other way.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, he might be the most phenomenal 16-year-old phenom in the world.
Albert Pujols, how old are you? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I am 12.
Yeah.
Like on bench warmers,
Yeah.
Zach Wilson's going to be the only guy to go play like
You remember
3 or
that
4.
scandal where like people were like,
They didn't know
yeah, they didn't know how old Albert Pujols actually was.
when he got drafted, right?
I mean,
Is that what it was?
an ongoing thing.
For sure. Well,
I was born in a third world country, okay? They don't keep birth certificates.
I don't know.
I don't think Zach Wilson has that problem.
I think Zach Wilson's going to be the only player to go play like 3 or 4 years in the NFL and then actually have to go back and play 4 more years of college.
I thought you were going
to
to say
back to the NFL.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna
Well,
say
plow 3 or 4
Yeah,
more.
no, I was just going to.
Plow 3 or 4 more fields.
I was going to say adult industry of some sort.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry for that side. It's just like 45-year-old woman and a 16-year-old kid. Like,
They call those cougars, I believe.
I think they call that inappropriate.
But yeah, sure. But like,
Anyway, what? Yeah, Cougars.
there is no.
He did play for BYU,
No,
the Cougars.
he did not.
He played for BYU, the Cougars.
Is
They
he-
are the Cougars.
Is he Mormon?
Yeah. Well, he's from Utah. Yeah, I think I don't know if he's Mormon
You can't
or not.
lay pipe like that and be a Mormon.
No, you can do
I mean, you can lay pipe like that if you're married to 7 wives.
well, yes, but there's a thing.
Then you can lay pipe a lot because you have 7 wives.
Oh gosh,
But you have to get married to the 7 wives first.
yeah, you do technically, but they have this thing called
When you're 14, I don't think you're getting married.
No, but you can
Even
get
if you're 24, but you look like you're 14.
but you can get drafted in the NFL.
Yeah.
At 14.
For sure.
No, they have this what dadgummit, dude. I'm gonna have to look it up and bring it back to everybody next week. It is called
Conjugal visits.
it's not conjugal visits. I don't even want to explain it right now. I'm gonna just have to remember the term and then say the term because
Sabbatical.
the term no, I mean for the loophole for fornication.
Oh,
For Mormons.
No, I do.
Soaking.
No,
soaking.
yeah, it's just the tip.
Yeah, but no movement
Right. It's just the tip.
for just a minute. Soaking.
It's not actually intercourse.
Yeah. So
You can keep your virginity if it's just the tip, no movement.
yes. Yeah. So imagine like
Do you like soaking corks?
soaking. So no, it's literally called. This is their loophole. It's called soaking. Imagine an F-18 Hornet comes in to land on an aircraft.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
this is gonna be ridiculous.
No, actually, I think it's gonna be pretty spot on, dude.
Okay.
All right, an F-18.
F-18 Hornet
All right.
aircraft carrier.
This
Go.
is the Mormon loophole. It's called soaking. An F-18 Hornet comes in
Okay.
and lands on an aircraft carrier. Right, catapult stops it.
The catapult is the wire that actually
Or, I'm sorry, the not the catapult. You know what I'm talking about.
arresting wire.
The arresting wire, right? Stops it. Whoop. Done. Now, if that F-18 were to back up and then pull forward and then back up, and the F-18 pulls forward, then backs up, and then pulls forward, backs up and pulls forward, right? Then we got a problem because that's causing problems on a ship. But if that F-18 comes down here, catches the arresting wire, and stops and doesn't move,
Completely docks.
not a big deal. It's docked, right? It's not moving. It's not causing problems for anybody. That's soaking for Mormons. That's the best way I can describe it. Part of the reason I thought of that is because there's airplanes on the wall over there, but that's what I think, dude. Like I think that's the best way to put it. Is you just You land, and you just stay there.
No
Movement's the problem.
Here's the craziest part about that analogy for
Damn,
me.
we got
For me is that that is that you're comparing your genitalia to a freaking F-18, dude. Have you seen the fucking afterburner on this bitch?
Yeah, dude. Dude, if I was honestly comparing mine to aircraft, it'd probably be like a Pitt special biplane.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, dude.
Tiniest little stunt plane.
You guys know, if you've listened to this pod much, that like Ethan and I are like huge airplane
for sure.
Like any sort of like modern military technology, but for sure airplanes and jets,
absolutely,
or even vintage. But he starts like talking of like a sexual reference using an F-18. Like, I'm just sorry, dude. It's too much.
I can't, dude. It just made sense, right?
Yeah,
that airplane comes in, whoop,
Yeah.
stop, and as long as that airplane stops, it's all good. No taking back off, no backing up.
Right.
So that's soaking.
So you could call it cock docking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, no, I don't.
That's
know.
a whole nother thing, but yeah,
absolutely frowned upon,
Yeah,
dude. That
yeah,
is totally not happening.
All right, I just had to mention that, but all right, so let's go back. So
sorry,
first option,
quite a
derailment, but let's just roll this thing back.
Let's go.
The first option was the referee that used the DraftKings lineups to win the Millie Maker. He won the Millie Maker, but he lost his job because Roger Goodell called.
And I'm picking one of these 5 or 3 of these 5.
I'm giving you 5 guys that lost their job in the NFL.
Okay, all right.
But I just want you to pick 3 because of the 3 worst ways to lose your job in the NFL.
Okay,
so
I like this. Okay,
So the referee is the first guy.
Yeah.
He lost his job in the NFL, but he won $1 million.
For sure. Yeah.
Because he just kept calling false starts over and over again until he got the right player.
He was flag happy.
Right.
Yep.
It's like, that's right, Devontae Adams. And by the way, if you're a Devontae Adams owner in fantasy, that's the only way he's going to score.
Yeah.
This year.
False start.
Because we did a trade like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Devontae Adams has scored like 5, 3, and 0 in those 3.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. That's a whole loaded can. But
We'll lay that.
Dude. I have had to just give that one up. But anyway.
For sure.
So there's the first one. Zach Wilson's my second one, right? And the reason I say Zach Wilson's a pretty good option in this is because he is like a guy that will not play he will not get his contract renewed. He's not going to be a long-term NFL player. He got a good contract to begin with. He's a good-looking guy, so he's probably just getting hammered late his entire life. He's got like a lot of other attributes, but when it comes to like, he's an embarrassment to the NFL franchise. Drafting him that high, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you are an embarrassment, just like that referee was, right?
Yep.
However, you made some money. And you're good looking.
Dadgummit, dude. I want to let you get through this, but I keep having interjections that I want to throw in about this.
All right. Hang on to your interjection this time.
I'm going to write it down. I'm going to make a note. Okay.
All right. So let me get to my third one, okay?
Yeah.
You are a tight end that was drafted highly, first, second round in the NFL. You come into the NFL, you are making a ton of money. You are on a Super Bowl contender every single year. You've already won a Super Bowl ring, and you are on your way to winning multiple more rings with one of the best NFL quarterbacks of all time, right?
Yep.
However, you're also a part of an MS-13 gang, and you've killed a bunch of people in your past during college and your pro career. You're taking your orders from like your gang leader. You're also like,
damn, I knew this Travis Kelce Taylor Swift relationship was a bad idea.
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing.
Are you sure it's not TS13?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to make a ton of money right now.
Right.
In the NFL.
Yep.
You are going to get booted out of the NFL. But the reason you're going to get booted out of the NFL is because the cops are going to come arrest you for freaking like 13 murder cases, okay? And you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail, and then you're going to be mysteriously suicided in prison.
Yeah,
okay?
by Hillary Clinton.
Actually,
who knows why?
I'm pretty sure it was Roger Goodell, but just
I could see that.
So I don't know if you know the name of this player, Aaron Hernandez.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's, may he rest in peace. But so there's your third. Okay, so let me just review.
Okay,
here we go. Here's 3 out of the 5. Aaron Hernandez, right?
Yep.
You had a great career for a while. You were an incredible NFL talent, incredible college talent. He played at what, UF?
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, Florida. So this is going out to you, Randers. You guys know how to recruit them.
Love you, Rangers. Actually, we're going to do an entire breakdown on that team.
Okay. Yeah, that was an incredible team. That was Tim Tebow's team, right?
That was Tim Tebow's team.
Yeah.
That was literally like
you had like one of the best Christian athletes of all time throwing the ball to a mass murderer.
Not just that, dude. He threw the ball to like 6 different guys that are in prison, like maybe for life. Yeah, it's not just Hernandez. It's that team.
Wow.
Is insane. It's like more insane than the Miami Hurricanes of the old days.
Right, sure.
So
I'm not sure they had a serial homicider, but yeah.
No, they just had a bunch of crazy dudes.
Like crackheads and stuff.
Yeah, the crack canes. But we're going to do one. And actually, we're going to wait till Randers gets in town.
I would love to hear on Randall's perspective.
Yeah, and we're going to do a breakdown with him because it was like when you start digging into it, there's people on that team that you had no idea were on that team. And they're all like excommunicated from the NFL because of like drastic felonies and terrible crimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So there's my third one, okay? All right.
Okay.
You ready for the fourth?
Yeah, I think so, dude.
Okay. The fourth one is a coach that he's been a good assistant coach in the NFL for a long time on a lot of different highly successful teams. He's been a head coach like 4 different times in the NFL, and every time he's been a head coach, he gets fired halfway through the season. Okay. Every single time. He is an embarrassment to the franchise that he's the head coach of. And here's why it's almost better to be Aaron Hernandez or these other guys, is because you continue to have to live with this legacy. At least Aaron Hernandez is dead, and he doesn't have to deal with it anymore.
Legacy, dude.
He doesn't have to deal with it anymore. But this guy has to continually live with how shitty of a freaking failure he is. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's Josh McDaniels. He has been fired from more head coaching jobs. Like, yeah, sure, he's made some money.
In shorter amount of times.
Right. I'm pretty sure he's gotten paid at one point in time from 3 different teams at the same time in the NFL because they fired him, but he was still under contract.
Yeah.
And this is just embarrassing. There's 3 teams that would rather you not be on their premises and still pay you money.
Yeah, they would
at
rather
the same time
send you 7-figure checks,
right,
just to get your ass
just to
out
have
of
you
there.
not be around.
For sure, dude.
Okay, like that. I'm sorry, that's extremely embarrassing.
This is
good
one.
You might be making money, but you are just like an absolute embarrassment to. And I don't know if you guys saw on Sunday after the Raiders won that game, they scored 30 points for the first time in like 2 years. And that was like the entire tenure of Josh McDaniels' career. And they're all in the locker room like smoking cigars the entire. You can't even see through the locker room because it's just like smoke. Anyway, that cracked me up. And all right, here we go. Final one, okay?
Dude, real quick. Remind me of the first one.
So the first one is the NFL referee.
Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Now, this is hypothetical, and I'm just saying that this has to have happened before. It has not happened that we know of, but there has to be at least one NFL referee that has betted on DraftKings or FanDuel or something like that to help him win the Millie Maker.
Yep.
He hasn't gotten caught. It will happen someday. So it's that guy. That's the first one. But he gets fired.
He's not hypothetical. We just don't know about him.
He's not hypothetical. He is real. We will find out about him within the next 1 or 2 years. You can be like, I heard that on Purvcast first.
Sure. Yeah. Whenever Purvcast starts doing 31 for 31s. Yeah.
31 for 31. Oh, man, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not 30 for 30, man.
Yeah, no, it's totally original. 31 for 31, dude.
I like it.
All right, option 5. I just noted these down.
You got the other ones, right?
Yeah. I just jotted them down real quick so that I could kind of like think it over a little bit.
So you can make your picks.
Yeah.
All right. And then the number 5 one is, and this might surprise you because it sounds like it's great, right? But I've heard some things here recently that just make it sound like it's not so great.
Like hell.
Travis Kelce, okay?
I knew this is what it was going to be, dude.
Okay, so Travis Kelce, he is like this like high-end, top-flight tight end in the NFL. And the dude just likes the ball. He likes to play football, right? But he got into this relationship with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is like, and I have seen from multiple sources and multiple reports that this is just like,
this is hell.
Like, he is like, what is happening?
Yeah, for sure.
Because his life has been upended. He has no privacy. He's basically stalked by paparazzi all day long.
Yep.
He has basically turned in, like, and you could see it on when he played last week on Sunday.
He looked exhausted.
He looked exhausted. He looked like he was
did.
absolutely like, what is happening to me?
For sure, yeah.
And like, you've never seen that. He's always he's always been a high energy guy since he came in the NFL. It's like 12 years or however long, right? He's always been a high energy guy, and he was just absolutely. He just looked like he was just beat down.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, and that wasn't a win against Miami, right? Maybe it was jet lag. I don't think so. I think it's like,
because everybody else was like full energy, great shape,
Right.
ready to roll.
right.
Yeah.
So here's my fifth option: an extremely successful NFL player that happens to be unfortunate enough to start dating
The most popular.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. The most popular female maybe in the world. And then here's the thing that happens is, here's the problem. Whether or not the breakup has happened, here's what you know.
And hey, don't get me wrong. I love Travis Kelce. I like Jason Kelce. You know, I love their podcast.
Love
I
their family.
Yeah, I love their family.
It's
like,
cool.
The dynamic of the two brothers in the NFL, I absolutely dig that. Right?
For sure, dude.
And I love the fact that he's such a good tight end for the Chiefs and everything. But like all this like crazy celebrity craziness, like to me, when it first started, I was like, not really that big of a fan. But whatever, like it's his life. That's fine. But I think like there's a whole nother thing that's like opening up, and he's like, I did not bargain for this.
For sure, dude. So I think you're right. I think he's a baller. He just wants to play ball. And I think he wants to do that until that time runs out and then that thing is over, right? And but for now, that's what he wants. And I think I've talked to you and I've talked to Ashley about this too, which is my thing is, I'm a football purist, right? Don't really care, like, Taylor Swift, cool. That's what's up.
You want ball to be ball.
Yeah, ball to be ball. And I want, like, dude, if you're fortunate enough to be the guy that gets to go play ball, like, for a living, do that for sure. Like, 100% do that. But here's the other thing is that I felt like at some point this was going to become a derailment of maybe his career, of being maybe the greatest tight end to ever play the game, right? And he's so far on his way there. He's there. But then I'm like, dude, at some point, there's a couple things that's coming. One is...
Do you know he had 128 games in a row? 128 games in a row of at least 3 catches at the tight end position.
That's insane.
Which is 64 more than the next closest tight end.
And this is insane because all the while, every team is game planning for how to take that away from you, how to stop you, But the thing that that is happening is you're about to get into a whirlwind that's way beyond catching.
Did he only have 2 receptions against the Denver Broncos last week? Or was it 3?
I thought he had 3.
It was 3? Okay.
I thought he did.
It was either 2 or 3. It was a bad game. But
yeah, I thought he had like 11
3,
yards.
He gets to keep the
for
going.
Sure. But you knew, like, dude, it's coming.
I'm telling you though, he looked beat down,
exhausted, dude. Like totally
the Broncos game and the Germany game.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody else at the Germany game looked like good, strong, like energetic, ready to roll.
Right.
And dude, that like the attention, the requirements of what people want to see from you is going to be out of this world whenever you're in that relationship. You're dating the most popular.
He said that, like, I saw an interview, he said he needs to move.
That's insane.
Because, like, he said that he can't even get any sleep at night because the paparazzi are just, like, flooding lights on his property, like, all night long.
That is, dude. I knew this kind of stuff was gonna happen, and then I'm like, all right, this is how the relationship's gonna be whenever you're in the relationship. But then the other thing is, like, let's look to the inevitable, which is the relationship ends, right? You guys break up. A song comes out about you that is just coincidentally called 4th and 87, by Taylor Swift, and then all of a sudden. You are, no matter what happens, like, I believe that Taylor Swift is probably...
Are you sure it's not going to be called 13 Seconds with 87?
13 Seconds with 87?
That's pretty fitting, too.
13 Seconds with 87.
You remember that playoff game? 13 seconds against the Bills.
Oh, 13 and 87 because
Yeah.
she doesn't know football.
Yeah.
13th down and 87. Even though it's 13
down?
seconds.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
That's
I could
good.
see that, dude.
I like that.
And here's the thing. I'm not trying to, like, rage speak on Taylor Swift here, but I guarantee you that of anybody in the world, like, she's probably one of the most impossible people in the world to be in a relationship with.
Sure.
Right? So it's just, like, you know, she's got to be narcissistic and hedonistic and all this, like, you know, kind of stuff. And I'm sure Travis has a little bit of that too after being kind of a big deal for a long time. But you know that, like, all of a sudden you're going to be such a big deal that it becomes a problem while you're in this relationship. Yeah. And then as soon as this relationship ends, here comes the song 13th Down in 87. And then all of a sudden, all these people that decided that they loved you for, like, whatever, you know, 5 months or whatever, they decided they hate you because now you've broken their god's heart or their goddess's heart. You know, the person that all these people worship, all of a sudden you broke their heart.
Oh,
so
who cares about them?
Well, no, but imagine, like, you know, if every time you're like,
you can't even walk down the street.
Yeah, if you're like, yo, I want to check scores on, like, some of the college games, and you turn it on, and it's like, you know, like FS1, and they're like, everybody's saying that
Travis Kelce is a huge asshole.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, it's just got to be so exhausting. That's been my big thing the whole time. That's all I cared about is, like, yo, dude, the guy's profession is football player. Like, let's let him be a football player.
And the truth is, he doesn't really have that long left.
No, because he's far in,
right?
You know, so it's
I mean, I hope the best for him, but I'm just saying, like, from what I've seen, what's been going on here lately, I'm like, dude, that you start dating someone,
right?
Because it's like, okay, he wouldn't have had that opportunity had he not been in the NFL. So the reason I'm including him in this,
but that doesn't mean it's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, the reason I'm including him in this pick 3 is this is out of all those people I mentioned, this is the guy that's, like, done everything right.
Yeah,
that's had, like, all the good stuff. That's, like, a extremely successful guy. He's making money. Everything's good.
Everything he does turns to gold.
Right. But at the moment, like, this is just, from what I've heard, it's just absolutely just become, like, a living nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can't, like, just break it off. Like, it, you know what I mean? It's like everything right now is just, to me, that would just be, you're like imprisoned by it. But okay,
for sure.
I don't want to go any more into that, but
dig this.
But I do want to ask because I thought those 5 people out, and I feel like that's a very solid. So would you like to just review the 5 for us real quick, and then I want you to pick 3 for me.
Okay, all right. And so I'm picking 3 that I would most not want to be a part of.
No, you're picking 3 that you could tolerate.
3 that I could tolerate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, like, so basically you're, like, saying
and then the bottom 2 are out.
Out of these, like, I can handle this, I can handle this, I can handle this, and then, like, what's the worst 2?
Okay. All right. I'm with you.
So pick 3.
So here I'm picking, to all of you listening, watching.
So go ahead. Just review the 5 real quick.
Yep,
and
I'm
then
picking 3 out of these 5 options that I could most.
So this is the whole
handle.
pick 3 idea is that, like, we're always going to do, like, we're going to throw out, like, 4 to 5, maybe 6 options, and then the other person's going to have to pick. And it's each week.
I do like how specific you went with this, like, particular idea. That's kind of what I was trying to, like, think about earlier, you know?
Which I like this one because it's, like, very sports related, which we've been.
For sure.
We said, you know, we wanted to kind of get into more sports this week. And although we didn't want to get into some of the news here, global news. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So this is pick 3. New seg, right?
This segment is brought to you by Online Dating.
Yeah, this segment is brought to you by
pick 3.
Yeah, by Taylor Swift's new album. All right, so my options are Zach Wilson in his situation, high draft pick, pretty much just failing from the get-go in a high-pressure situation in New York, made some money, but he's probably done after this contract.
And he's also, like, an extremely polarizing figure because of his comments that he's made, and because he's like,
and because he bangs his mom's hot
because
friends.
he's a well-known lady killer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that like he's a
just wanted people to know his background.
Yeah, he's a well-known mom's friend's lady killer.
He's a MILF killer.
MILF killer. Yeah. So then you got Aaron Hernandez, right, who is a well-known killer.
Yeah, actual
just in
killer.
General. Yeah. I think men, women, and doesn't discriminate.
Right.
But
I think his body count, not
yeah, not the kind of body count that goes to the typical like slooty people in today's world.
His actual murdered body count is like 13 or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. So Aaron Hernandez, who had a very successed career for a while.
He was a damn good tight end.
He was amazing. Yeah, and not even that. He was kind of a combo wide receiver too, but had a great career at Florida. Had a great career with the Patriots, won multiple Super Bowls, and then like could have won multiples after that had he, kept his head above.
Not murdered people.
Yeah, not killed, not been working on his body count. That guy made a lot of money, blah, 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 blah. Went to prison, right? Got arrested for all this.
I think his theory was, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a good time murder is, but
for him it was probably
he obviously
great.
thought it was a great time.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, winning the Super Bowl, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, he's like, oh, man, I'll tell you what, best times of my life. Super Bowl, probably 2. Killing Tony? That was pretty awesome.
Prison, here I come.
Yeah, for sure. So then he goes to prison and gets suicided by Roger Goodell by way of Hillary Clinton.
That is unsubstantiated but possible.
Yeah, I've got that on pretty good sources.
It's like Joe Rogan-ish.
Yeah, so I kind of have it. It's like he got killed by Goodell by way of Hillary Clinton.
Which Hillary Clinton
seems reputable.
If you want to knock somebody off, that's who you need to have do it. Because they are good at that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, actually, I think that's where most of their income comes from.
Right, yes.
The other one is ref, right? The ref that is potentially hypothetical.
It's the hypothetical guy, but
we know it's not.
We know that there's at least one NFL ref that's doing this.
Yeah, or has done it. And so what happens is you're betting on DraftKings or real betting just on games that you are reffing. And then what you do is you end up throwing a couple false starts, maybe on touchdown plays to make sure that the guy that you had money on actually gets to score the touchdown.
There have been some calls this year, if you watch much NFL, that you're just like have you, like some of the roughing the passer penalties I've seen?
Yeah. They're very selective.
I'm like, dude, that was just a solid tackle. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So like some of that stuff is like you really start to wonder about. That's what makes my mind start turning.
Yeah.
When I see something that's like, that was solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're okay.
And then you're like, no.
Maybe there's something more.
No.
So that's what got my mind turning on that one.
For sure. Yeah. No, I agree with that. So the ref that bet a little bit of money on a game.
He won the Millie Maker, though.
Yeah, made a little, threw a little cash out. Ended up making a couple questionable calls to try and encourage his case. Ended up winning the $1 million from DraftKings, which
this segment is brought to you by.
Yeah, I wish. Which, if you think about it, dude, in that case, that's probably only about. I mean, winning the Millie's.
I don't know what those guys make.
Winning the Millie's cool, but he makes that in.
A season? Like 2 seasons?
10 games.
10. Whoa.
They make like 160 a game.
Holy shit.
Like 150 to 2 a game.
Oh, there goes my theory. But anyway, go ahead.
But anyway, regardless, let's say that, instead of being a lawyer or an attorney.
He was just a degenerate gambler. He just had to do it.
Yeah. Like, let's say you work for a utility company, right? The other one is Josh McDaniel, right? Who had so much success with the Patriots. And this is
as an assistant. He was always a good assistant.
Always, yeah.
But he's had 4 head coaching jobs, I think, now.
Yeah. I think one that he never actually showed up to.
Right.
Like the Colts.
Yeah.
He took the job and then withdrew from it before
But he's had actually 3 head coaching jobs, and one he, didn't take.
Yeah. And none of them, I don't think he's – maybe
he has not
one
been
of them
successful.
he's made it through his first actual full year as a coach.
The Broncos. I think he made it through one season with the Broncos, and they fired him 4 games in the next season.
Okay, so that's
just a microcosm of the Broncos. Mm-hmm. That's just how shitty that team is. But
seems like a microcosm of Mr. McDaniel as well. But
I'm just saying, it would be I know he's been successful, and I know he's made a lot of money in his pro career as a coach.
But the embarrassment
of just being fired over and over and over again. You fail. You are a failure.
It's like, obviously you're no leader of men. You suck.
Right. And the fact that his team, the last team that he left, was just freaking celebrating as soon as he was gone.
Yeah. They're
just goes to show you, it's like, dude, what are you doing in the NFL?
Yeah, for sure. The fact that they filled the locker room with smoke just on the fact that you were gone.
Yeah.
So made a lot of money.
So I feel like but
your reputation is absolute garbage as a head coach. Garbage. That's
it's embarrassing
for sure. And then here's 5. Travis Kelce,
Mm-hmm.
right? You had like perfect life. You're playing a game for a living. You're playing it at the highest level that maybe anybody at that position has ever played, which is just absolutely stellar and fantastic. That's amazing, dude. Right? And then all of a sudden, like, you go through these different relationships and everything in a school, and you got some spotlight, a little bit of spotlight on you. But you live in a town called Kansas City, Missouri, kind of a small town when you take into the grand scheme of, sport team towns,
Right,
especially
sure.
with a team that's had as much success as Kansas City. Somebody that gets as much spotlight as Kansas City, that's a tiny town, So you've got this perfect life. And then all of a sudden, not the largest, maybe the most popular, that would be, what's her name?
Lizzo.
Yeah.
Go ahead, dude.
The most popular.
I like how.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting me. The most popular pop star, probably in the world right now, takes a liking to you because, you're a good athlete, good looking guy. And, however, she ends up coming and doing a tour in your stadium, and you guys somehow meet and end up kind of hitting it off and then getting into this relationship. And then what you realize is that being in a relationship with the most popular pop star, probably one of the most hedonistic, narcissistic people in the world, turns out it sucks ass because you are constantly under a microscope. All of a sudden you have, 10 million people that all of a sudden just love you so much for absolutely no reason other than the fact that you are dating the person that tickles their ear holes, right? And gives them all these false, fake, weird feelings all the time. And then you realize that, this sucks because now I have all these expectations that not only am I having her family and my family looking in and going like, make sure and talk to her in a kind way. Now you have 20 million people that are looking and going, don't you dare disagree with her. If she says that she doesn't want to eat there, she doesn't want to eat there. Don't you dare, and then that just has to suck so bad, dude.
Well, and it's just like, I know.
And then if you do the best thing,
the Kelce brothers were probably starting to get used to the life under the microscope of pop culture,
media and stuff
after the Super Bowl. But I've read a few things and I've even heard his brother's come out multiple times. Jason Kelce hasn't been he's like, I think everybody just needs to kind of calm it down. Like Travis is really getting kind of overwhelmed with all this, and it's like, to me, having something that you love, the game of football, and being super successful at that and being awesome. And then all of a sudden, you just get into this relationship and then boom, your entire life is upended.
Yeah.
Seems almost as bad as all the other 4 options in there.
For sure.
But
yeah.
I have to know because this is a very long segment.
Yeah. Dude, this ended up being we're at 44
This
minutes
is
right
the
now.
longest
But
segment.
I feel like it's been
This is pretty good though because this is kind of the introduction of our pick 3 set. We did have that one, but we've got to explain it a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
And I promise in the future we'll be faster.
This is the debut of what will be a 10 to 15 segment.
Right, which we've got
15-minute segment.
We've got one on the show doc right now. I'm not sure if we're going to get to it or not.
There's not
I guess
a
we can
chance
save it for the next time.
Yeah.
Which is it's actually pretty good because it's about Christmas and people that like to go way too crazy on
Yeah,
Christmas,
for sure,
way
dude.
too early.
Yeah, there's I don't think there's no way we're getting to that.
Which
right?
we love Christmas, but there's
For sure.
some people that when it's the middle of October.
There's right and wrong ways to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay, let's calm down a little bit.
For sure.
But anyway, so this one right here fits pretty good into the episode that we've done. So Ethan, I have to know. So we've got the 5. We've reviewed it. We've talked about it. Everybody knows. We've got the 5 individuals. You have to pick 3. Okay, and what I'd like to do, you don't have to do this, but what I'd like to do is rank them. Okay, so give me 3. You just pick 3, and then after you pick the 3, tell me in order what you want.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll say the third one would be like the least desirable. The second one would be the second most desirable. And then the first one would be the one that you could deal with the most.
Okay. All right.
Does that work?
That absolutely works.
All right.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Here's what I'm going to did.
All right.
Here's what I'm going to did. Okay. Number one.
Okay.
I'm actually going to take, and keep in mind, this is taking into account.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
It's actually going to be higher than you think, I think.
Okay, all right.
All right. So keep in mind, this is taking into account.
I was throwing that one out there just because I figured that was a guaranteed 5, but go ahead.
Well, hold on, dude.
All right.
I'm taking into account Travis Kelce's life right now.
Right.
And what it's going to feel like moving forward.
Sure, yeah.
Okay? And keep in mind, Aaron Hernandez's life right now feels like nothing.
Because it is nothing.
Because it is nothing.
He is
Okay?
dead.
He is no longer with us. Zach Wilson, number 1.
So you're taking Zach Wilson.
Yep. I could live with that, dude. Nice college career.
Yep.
Got drafted high.
And
Went nasty with all the...
you have a cute face.
Yeah, and you'll forever be young.
Right.
Because you will forever
Even
look
though
like
you're an
13.
embarrassment
Yeah,
of a first-round pick,
for sure.
you are good-looking, and you have made some money in your life.
Yeah, you made some money, had some success.
that, yeah.
Right? Okay, so
You're giving me kind of the silver lining on this. I like that.
Yeah. No, I'm giving it to you. Here's part of it, dude. Like, dude, you got to go play football as a profession, right?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't stop after high school.
Even if you suck
got
in
to
the
go do it in
NFL,
college.
that still means you were good in all other
If you suck,
college and high school.
if you suck in the NFL, but you got drafted,
Right.
dude, that means you're in the top, like, 2% of athletes
Not to
in
mention
the world.
drafted in the first round.
Not to mention, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're top 2% of athletes in the world, right? Not to mention, it opens up so many opportunities for later in life. But, dude, you got to play.
I thought you were going to say it opens up so many dating opportunities
opens
for
up
older ladies.
Opens up so many legs.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry, dude.
That's
bad.
good. I like it.
Yeah, but, like, the dude's lived a life, man.
All right, so,
right?
so Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and then chances are, honestly, he'll probably go be a backup for another 5-6 years and make, I don't know,
And I will say,
a couple million a year.
and I will say, since Aaron Rodgers has gotten hurt, like at first, first couple games were awful, and
Yeah.
like the game against
Yeah.
the game against the Chiefs, some improvement, and actually he's been okay.
Didn't do bad, yeah. And actually, they kind of went on a little run there. But
Right.
I'd take that, dude, because I got to play quarterback in the NFL. Checklist, boom,
Yeah.
done. You know what I'm saying?
And nothing, everything that is bad in his life is probably correctable.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
There are certain people on this list that the bad things in their life
Are
are
not
100%
correctable.
in they're you can't correct it.
Yeah, for sure. Number 2, I'm actually going to go with the ref that got fired
Okay.
for the $1 million. Here's why, all right?
Well, first off, you have $1 million in your pocket.
Yeah,
so that's
you got
pretty sweet.
You got $1 million, and then not to mention every game that you refed prior to that, you're getting $150,000 for it. So that's some pretty good cash.
You could also possibly become a spokesperson for DraftKings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or you could go be 1-800-bets off, like poster child. Like the.
So you won your $1 million.
Yeah, you won your $1 million, but then here's the other thing too.
So we got Zach Wilson first, disgraced NFL referee second.
Yes, and the other reason about the NFL referee is if you go look at it, dude, every single one of these guys has a career.
Sorry,
that is already
degenerate
like
gambler disgraced.
Degenerate gambler disgraced referee. Every single one of these guys has some like a requirement for doing this is you have to have certain careers to become an NFL referee.
Right, yeah.
And they're all like so successful.
So it's
and
like
this is a hobby.
they've got
right?
something going on outside of that.
Yeah, for sure. All
They
like
didn't need the $1 million. It was just
just bonus money.
this was to just go out on the lake next weekend.
Yeah, but who knows how many years you might have gotten to have the best seat in the house at NFL games.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Made some money along the way. Probably gambled it all away, but whatever.
And that
you
was
had
the
some
only the
fun.
first time you got caught. So how many times have you won the Millie Maker
prior to that.
prior to that?
That's exactly right, dude. Number 3.
All right.
Hold on to your ass. Aaron Hernandez.
No. That's your third pick?
For sure. Yeah, dude.
Hold on. So what did you leave on the table?
I'm leaving Josh McDaniel and Travis Kelce.
Oh my! Josh McDaniel, I understand, but Travis Kelce.
Well, hold on. That's
over.
why.
You would rather
Hold
be
on.
Aaron fucking. Hernandez than Travis Kelce, which is a great. They're both tight ends.
Right.
Hold on. Was and
is.
Okay, go ahead.
And is,
All
dude.
right.
That's why I prefaced before I started into this that I am taking into account Travis Kelce's life right now.
Okay.
And keep in mind here, you know that every single
Are you taking into
this,
Aaron? Are you taking Aaron Hernandez's life right now into account?
I am
just
taking
like somewhere under the ground.
I am
or
taking
possibly in hell.
Well, yeah,
Probably.
That's probably.
I don't
more.
know. His soul may have been.
Maybe he got redeemed.
Maybe he got born again.
Yeah, which, you know,
God accepts all.
Yeah, hopefully he did. Okay, Here's what I'm going with. As far as earthly,
okay, yeah,
pain, he's not feeling anything.
Yeah,
all right. But look at every single guy. There's this occult worship following of Taylor Swift in this world.
Yeah.
Where anybody who breaks up, or even if she breaks up with him, like that person hits the like tabloids and all this stuff as Satan.
Yeah, you're a pariah.
Yeah.
International pariah.
Oh, you are a demon from hell if you don't accept a lifelong, terrible, awful, probably like slave relationship with Taylor Swift because she is the god of pop culture and you just have to go along for the ride. That would suck. And maybe it's because I don't know. I couldn't handle it, dude. I couldn't handle it, especially if I was somebody that was as successful in my own right.
So you'd rather be dead?
Yeah, I think I'd rather not feel that because from here on out,
I appreciate your candor here because I feel like that's what pick 3 is all about. It's really getting down to the nitty gritty.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty, dude. Would you rather have somebody like some dingus with a camera? I need a new duty. Would you rather have some dingus with a camera and a spotlight shine it in your bedroom light for the rest of your life because at one point you dated some skitty, not even good-looking girl?
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Or would you rather just like rest in peace?
Rest in peace, my brother.
That's why I went that direction. You know, not to like Hernandez made a little money. He he had a good college career. Now I do not take this as me condoning.
You're not condoning his 13
behavior.
murders.
No, absolutely not, dude. All right, and I do not condone it even one bit. But
do you think Travis Kelce could possibly become the next Aaron Hernandez because of all the what are the Taylor Swift people called?
Swifties.
Yeah. So let's just say just kick this can down the road. This is not funny actually. No. But like he breaks up with Taylor Swift and then he has 100 people assault him at his home the night
That's the problem, dude.
And then he actually has to kill 13 people in self-defense.
In self-defense, yeah.
And he becomes the next Aaron Hernandez. But it was not premeditated murder. It was self-defense.
That's the problem. Yeah. Is because literally at that these fools are so insane that's what comes of that. All is right. If you if that happens, like that's a legitimate risk. Yeah. Is that becomes a thing.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Well,
so
I like
that's
that.
why I'm that's why I'm out on that.
So what we're gonna just leave this segment with is the two most.
And I would take Kelce over Josh McDaniel.
So the worst thing you could possibly be out of those 5 people is Josh McDaniel.
Absolutely, dude.
Okay, I actually kind of agree. I think that was like my 100% absolutely not doing that.
For sure, yeah. Because just the...
Aaron Hernandez was my 4, but I would still rather be Aaron Hernandez than Josh McDaniel.
Oh, for sure, dude. Because it's like, all right, what amount of earthly pain are you feeling right now at the moment? Yeah. Now, I don't know what hell's pain feels like. I know it's not going to be good.
Right.
But earthly pain, what are you feeling right now? Like... McDaniel's feeling quite a bit. Yeah. Now, you got to give him props for being relentless on continually.
He just continually gets coaching jobs.
For sure, dude.
Continually fails.
Yeah, absolutely. He continually lets Bill Belichick and Tom Brady make him look like he knows what he's doing.
Dude, and what's funny is he's gone back as an assistant to the Patriots like 4 times.
For sure.
And he's been good.
every time.
He gets rehired as a head coach, and it is a shit show.
Yeah.
Every time.
I think it's because he's one of those guys, and this is probably how I am.
This is basically like me as a fantasy football manager.
Yeah, or me as just
a shit show every time.
As a person, dude. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago. Like, give me a small scope of things to take care of.
Right.
And I will kill it. I'll knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
But you give me
an overarching, you got to manage this, manage that, all at the same time.
I can't do it.
It's tough.
Yeah, for sure. Great. So, although I do feel a little bit of sympathy there, I do not want to feel that ridiculous humiliation over and over and over again. This has been honestly like
I watched him
solid
on
segment.
I watched him on
an hour.
This
is legit.
I cannot believe that was a 1 hour segment.
Tailbone's falling asleep.
But I watched him on the sideline. The game, like he got fired the next day, I think, or the day after. It was like a Sunday night game, I think.
Yeah.
Sunday night or Monday night game. I think it was Sunday night game.
Monday night game.
Yeah.
Monday night.
Last Monday night game.
Yeah.
And I watched him, and I was just like, dude, this team is freaking garbage. And here's the crazy thing. It was not necessarily the players on the field. It was terrible play calling. They kept calling 20 and 30-yard pass routes.
Right.
And they couldn't get any pass protection.
Yeah.
So it was just either a sack or just a busted play every single play.
For sure.
The next week, I watched the Raiders again because it happened to be a game that was like televised where I was watching.
It happened to be hey, let's see what happens without Josh McDaniel game.
Yeah. And you know what? And they were calling like the little quick, like 5-yard slants.
Yep, for sure.
Like quick, get the ball out, stuff like that. And they scored like 30-something points.
Yeah. Like get a good start on first down kind of plays
instead of let's go 20 yards down the field every play.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was night and day. So anyway, I guess, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I think that next
Not
year,
everyone's Tom Brady, Josh McDaniel.
Yeah, no, definitely not, dude. Not everybody is any good at anything.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniel. But I think that at next year at this time, the pick
that was a really easy one for us to pick though, because we both hate the Raiders.
Yeah, that is true. That for sure. I think
the Raiders and the Broncos have got to be like the most hated
for sure.
Chiefs.
Yeah, like would you like to be the most successful person in the world with no problems ever and live the perfect life as a Broncos employee, or would you rather clean toilets for BMI Waste Management all of your life?
That's an easy one.
They BMI
I'll take
for
toilets.
Sure. Yeah, please shit me up.
Where's my Chiefs hat?
Yeah, dude, I think that next year, with the same topic about this time, I would bet that Jimmy Garoppolo could be on a list just like this. I'm surprised he hadn't, if we had done this kind of list, and this isn't Raiders hate. This is just observing his career.
I think he may actually be a porn star by next year this time.
Yeah,
isn't he dating a porn star or something like that?
He went on a date. And then took like massive like heat for it.
I thought he was like in a relationship.
Yeah, not that he could be. I don't know that he is.
Being in a relationship
doesn't mean that
it's kind of like, what is that?
Yes, kind of.
That doesn't even mean
kind
anything.
of not in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Okay, so we had how much? Okay, so I just want to I guess we're kind of done with this episode, but I just want to tell.
We're an hour and 15.
Oh my gosh! So I just want to tell everybody what else we had on tap. Maybe we'll get to this someday.
Well,
Ethan,
we have to at some point.
Ethan and I wanted to do a little bit of a deep dive into the Israel-Hamas situation.
Yeah,
because we are not going to necessarily talk about what you've heard in the past or on the news, but we have a very deep conspiracy theory.
Well, I'm not even going to call it a conspiracy, dude. I'm going to call it probably
a probable theory.
Probably the truth.
Yeah. I mean, we call it a conspiracy theory, but we have some feelings behind it that are like, okay, if you line this up, and this up, then it starts to make more sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, you're going to want to hear that. We've tried to get into it the last two episodes, but we are so we are so conversational that we can't get through even one thing. But we are going to do another pick 3, which we had lined up on our show doc.
For sure.
It's about Christmas. I'm sure you guys will get a kick out of that. I certainly did reading it, but we ended up going sports instead, which was really fun, by the way.
How about this? Let me throw this
go
out.
ahead.
So we got pick threes that we didn't get to, the Israel Hamas thing, very much so. We've got some. Honestly, it's like just look at the dotted line and follow the dotted line, and that's kind of what we've done. And it looks like it's going this particular direction. We'll throw it out to you guys, and I think it's pretty spot on. Next week, all right, we might have some good stuff on probably Saturday night. We're gonna record. Maybe we should do us a pick three night, because I think we're going to have me, you, Justin, Duncan. We're going to have a handful of dudes.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe we should do a pick three.
Deer camp.
Deer camp. Going to deer camp this weekend. Audio quality might not be like
As good.
but
It'll be studio quality, but it'll be there.
yep. I think the content quality is going to be like super solid.
Absolutely.
So maybe we move this pick three to the weekend and do this in the camper after we've hopefully all shot deer, which would be sick.
That'd be awesome.
And then next week, do a pick three, me, you, Jay, and then maybe a second pick three, me, you, Jay, Andrew.
Yeah, I love it. And
We've got to get to the Israel Hamas thing.
yeah, which I mean, I think actually maybe getting Justin in on that next week
That'd be solid. Yeah,
because we are trying.
that's a good brain.
We're actually trying to line up our pod next week to get Jay in here to do an entire episode with us in the studio next week, which I think is going to happen. So what we would like to do is get into some of that, because we understand, like, we do not live in a bubble. Like, we try to bring you guys a lot of like comical stuff to kind of break up your day and make things entertaining when you're working or whenever you're doing whatever, listening to this. We are not trying to like beat you down with a bunch of bad news. However, there are times in life and in our world,
It's got to be addressed.
where we like, okay, there's some things going on,
Yeah.
Overarching, which, as we get into the political cycle and the presidential election next fall, I'm sure we'll probably jump in a little bit of that,
for
just
sure.
because it's, it's something that's like, it's happening. It's very pertinent to all of our lives.
Yeah.
So, and this is one of those things, is this conflict right now.
We're not going to be married to politics
Right,
and
but-
modern events, but we're not going to be absent.
But we
from it
also don't
either.
want to just ignore it.
Yeah.
So so we have been wanting to jump in and kind of give some takes on that, but it's just the last couple of weeks haven't worked out. But it would be great if we jump into it next week with Justin, because Justin's very intuitive and has some great thoughts that I've talked to him about. So it'd be nice. So anyway, teaser for next week. We're gonna have, over the next couple of pods, you're going to probably hear some new voices or even familiar voices that you haven't heard in a while. So looking forward to that. And
Jay,
I'm super excited to get that going. But man, I can't believe that we just spent an hour doing our pick three on that.
I know, dude. Yeah, so that'll be about a
wild.
15-minute segment in the future. Jay, who he's referring to, that's our brother Justin. He's been on, I think, one segment prior to this, back months ago.
Talking about fantasy.
Yep. And honestly, if you guys have ideas for the pick three segment, you could send it to us.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'd love to get that.
For sure.
Like, you kind of heard what it was about. Throw out 5 crazy options. Make us pick 3 of them.
Yeah, for sure. So text it to us, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And yeah, like Grant said, give 5 options, make us pick 3, but give us a little bit of a storyline.
Yeah,
on these different 5
go
options.
wild with it on your storyline,
Yeah,
so that
for
we
sure.
have a hard time
Yeah.
making that decision.
Yeah, or don't, because we're not going to be able to keep from spending an hour on it, you know? But
yeah, true. That's exactly
we're
right.
going to just have to be disciplined on spending 15 minutes on it. In the
we didn't mean to spend that much time with it, but we also wanted to do a good introduction so everybody knew what the pick 3 was, because we really feel strong that would be a really fun segment.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Something, We want to get something out there that everybody can just like kind of like get used to, and then go, I get it, and then like participate in.
Yeah, as you listen, you can be like, well, I would have picked these,
Yeah, for sure, because we want to get the listeners, the fans, whatever. Like,
and when you're watching on YouTube, in the comments, leave your pick 3.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so much fun. This is
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, for sure. You'll know their mental state if that's their comments. Like, absolutely, that you'll know their mental state. But this has been it's been a lot of fun. Look forward.
That's great.
Yeah, Jewish people and Chinese food. That was what I wanted to get to, but we'll have to holler at
Next
that
time.
next week. Yeah, for sure. So, guys,
We've got lots of great content to come your way with lots of great new guests coming your way.
yeah,
So
we just can't
So
step
just
to back off of one subject that
Exact-
catches our
yeah.
attention.
So basically, tune in the next couple weeks. You won't be disappointed. You'll
Yeah.
like it.
For sure, get in there and interact with us too. Purvcast on everything. Purvis Productions on Facebook, Instagram. Holler at us. Find Grant at Grant Purvis117 on Instagram and
GPerv117.
GPerv117 on Instagram. Hey, get in here. It's a pod.
And get out of here. It was the pod.
Yep, it's over.